Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And y'all, I wanted to come in and ask what is up with this Olympic track star? I've been paying attention to her a lot lately. Well, honestly, I've been paying attention to all of them. You know, being black, whenever we see any one of our people excel, it just warms your heart, you know? So when I see that they've made it to the Olympics and they are a rising star once they get there, I more than pay attention. But this girl in particular, because I did see that her mom had died, she got in trouble for smoking some weed and all of that. I saw all of that. And I was with y'all when they were like, well, what was that Olympic swimmer, the white boy that got in trouble for smoking weed? I was in the same camp. But as I watched this girl, there are a couple things that trouble me about her. Um, I find her to be a bit arrogant and a bit rough around the edges. Okay. Now, the arrogance that I see, I must say, y'all, I don't like it. Let me just contrast that to what I mean. You know, the little gymnast that is tearing up the floor, y'all. Nobody can touch her. They say that she's the baddest that ever hit the floor. Okay? She is so humble. And when you think about all that that girl has gone through being molested by those Olympic coaches, and not only going through that experience, but while going through it, doing so well, and not only doing well, but being the best in the sport, in the world, so good that she's creating different routines, different jumps, different dismounts that are so complicated, you know, that no other gymnast can do it. And then to show you let me keep it nice, the way that the Olympic, panelists and the teams that judge them handle her because she's so good and she's black. They don't even give her credit for the level of comp, how complicated her floor routines and her dismounts and all. They don't even give her credit for it, you know. And I remember back in the day when different gymnasts would create these different jumps and dismounts and routines, they would be screaming about it. They would get all kind of credit. So that bothers me. But even with all of that, that girl is so humble. Okay. Another one that no matter how many accolades she gets, she just seems to remain humble, just your average girl next door, and that's Serena Williams. Y'all know that Serena, they mess with her all the time. Serena has had her moments where she has had to get them together. Serena is at the top, cream of the crop. That girl participated in a match when she was pregnant, and we didn't even know she was pregnant, and then came back to win, I believe, a Grand Slam after she had given birth. So with Serena, she's the cream of the crop. But again, there's a certain level of humbleness about Serena. Even though Serena knows she's the baddest broad in the game, Serena don't need to toot her own horn because her what she does on the court, it speaks for her. Okay? So that's what I mean when I say I like when they're humble. Let what you do out on the court, the field, wherever you do your sport, let that speak for you. Now, this girl, Sha'Carri Richardson, now I know I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong, but I apologize. Not only did she disappoint after running her mouth, she came in last place, y'all. You know, and then talking mass, it just makes her look not only a little bit rough around the edges, but undisciplined. You know, you can't take away from her talent. because she would not be in the Olympics if she wasn't a bad sister. But I think she needs to get a publicist. I think she needs to get someone to buff off some of those rough edges. Because let's face it, if she's this good, she's going to be around for a while. You know, this is only the start of her career because I believe this baby is only 21 years old or something thereabouts. So just because she didn't, you know, get a good performance at the Olympics this time doesn't mean that this is the last time we'll see her. And that's why I want her to get it together. Because what'll happen is if she does get what she needs to be out there professional and with the rough edges, buffed off, she will get all kind of endorsements, money, and this girl will be set for life. That's why I want her to get herself together. Again, you can't mess with her talent. She wouldn't have made it to the Olympics if she was mediocre. Think of all the girls that she beat out to get to where she is. So while I may not like the ghetto look, I may not like her rough edges, I'm going to give it to her when it comes to talent. I just don't like to see when they make it to a certain level, they don't know how to conduct themselves. It's almost like I don't know, y'all. Y'all know what I mean. It's almost like you well, what they say. You can take the girl from the hood, but you can't take the hood from the girl. Y'all, I grew up in the hood, but I remember my mother saying just because you came from the hood don't mean you got to carry yourself like it. She was always correcting our grammar. She was always telling us how to carry ourselves like young ladies and young gentlemen. She stayed on our backs to make sure that when we were in what she liked to call polite company, that we knew how to speak well and how to present ourselves in the best light, you know? So I grew up in the hood, y'all. And that's all I got to say about her because, again, I don't want to beat this young lady down because I do believe that we're going to see her again in the future. Like I said, she's a baby in her game. And this is her first dip of her toe into, this Olympic scene. She has a long way to go. And I believe that with the proper handling and, them getting her little rough edges buffed off, I believe she could go far. And with that, y'all, I want y'all to tell me what you think about her. Did you see the past interviews she's done? What do you think about her little arrogance and all of that? It's not nothing wrong with being a bit arrogant because let's face it, Muhammad Ali was, Mike Tyson was, but there was a certain level of sophistication, even with Mike Tyson. He knew when, you know, that they had about themselves. And I just want that for her so that her talent can take her as far as she can go and she doesn't let her rough edges stop her. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah, I want her talent to skyrocket her and not her mouth in the way she carries herself to stop her from reaching her full potential. And with that, y'all, that is the end of my video. You guys stay safe. Have a wonderful evening. And thanks as always for listening to the video. Bye bye.